Hello, I'm Melissa FAGO, Creative Memories Advisor from Suffolk, Virginia, and this is sketch number 3 from our summer crop camp. And I really wanted to show you a special technique that I used on this, and then a little fun tip we learned at our meeting the other night. So I want to get right to our sketch and show it to you for those that haven't done it yet. And maybe looked at it and were like, I don't know what she did there. So I really want to point that out. I really love this sketch. I think it's beautiful. This is from the Relax into Summer collection. I used the ivory write-on strips. I think they're beautiful. I used the inverted corner. I used that a couple times on these. That's just really a really fun look that I'm really loving. And I used our sunglasses border maker cartridge. So it's really a good look. It really had turned out well. Oh, and I used the wavy blade from our custom cutting system. And so I'll bring that up that you can see with this decorative, you can't see it as much far away, but see that close up and then it goes all the way up. So now we're blurry, which I love my technology. All right, so what I want to show you is how I did this border and for the frame. And we had a couple of thoughts on it. And I think I'm going to show you the second way because I'm wondering if that will be easier. So we normally will cut these frames. Let me get my trimmer and we'll talk about that. So normally when we cut our frames, we take our paper in one whole sheet and we decide how big we want our frame to be. And then we start cutting and we cut our frame. And then you end up with the outside done. And then you have your inside that'll pop out. Well, because I wanted this on 2 pages, because I like to make a lot of 2-page spreads easier and I like to spread our paper out. I'm going to go ahead and switch. We're going to use, this is all my blade choices. I wish somebody was live with me and I could get you to yell out a blade, but I tend to fall into some favorites. Colonial, I really like. It's not in right now, but it's a good one. So I think we're going to use that. So with our Colonial blade, I'm going to change that out. And I'm going to open my leg, my arm. I guess it's an arm. I'm going to open my arm. And I'm going to make sure that this is going the right direction. So if you have a directional piece of paper and you know how you want this to go, you want to make sure that when you cut, you're cutting in the right direction. I could do it this way. So then I would want to make sure when I cut, I was cutting again this way so that it would be upright that way. And if I want it this way, I want to cut the inside out this way. Does that make sense? So, and this does have 2 different size borders. So this is 1 inch and this is a 1/2 inch. So it gives it a different look than if we were doing a symmetrical full inch. So what we're going to do first is we're going to cut this at 6 inches with our decorative blade. And we noticed at our class last night that you do want to remember to change your blade back out. So after you finish with it, change it back out. With the decorative blade, you're going to want to go in one direction because it gives you the roll. And if you go back and forth, like we can with a straight, then you could lose your decoration. So I'm going to take that back out and I'm going to put my straight blade back in because that's all I need for the decoration. Then, and I put it right back in place because I don't want to mess it up. Then we're gonna sandwich these together. So like sides are together. And we're gonna cut them at the same time. So I lined, did you see how I like got them all straight? And then I'm holding it really tight so that it doesn't move. And then I'm gonna put it in. And so this is my top. I'm making sure everything's good. This is my top. And my top is the 1 inch. So I am going to turn this and I'm going to put it on the 1 inch. So now my top is here, and this side I only want at the 1/2 inch. You can see that there, right? So I'm going to start a 1/2 inch down, and the ruler's going to get covered up. I can eyeball that it's under the 1, but if I'm doing anything more than 1, that's covered up. So I just take my finger and I place it over here as to where I need to lay my blade. And so I make sure my paper's not going to move, and I lay my eyeball, and this is the 1/2 inch. And then I have my finger here, and I know that I want this white line that you can't see. There's a white line on here, which is where my blade is going to engage. And I am going to put my finger there, just engage, and then I'm straight blade, and I'm coming straight down. So now I'm going to hold my paper because I just like to hold my paper. Everything looks lined up. I'm coming straight down. And you want to go a little tough because you're going through 2 pieces so that that's good to go. So then I'm just going to turn it, and I'm holding it really tight. If it moves, I'll just straighten it back out. Now this is our 1/2 inch. So we're going to go to a 1/2 inch. And now the top we want to be at 1 inch. And this is the trick we learned. From our white line to the end of our cartridge holder is 1 inch. So if we take and line this up with the top, with this ledge, we know that to where our white line is 1 inch, which you can see it on here because this is 1 inch. But if it was covered, you don't need to worry about that. You'll just automatically know. And I'm going to make sure nothing moved in all of my shifting of showing you that. So I'm lining it up at a 1/2 inch because I only want a 1/2 inch on my long side. I want 1 inch here. So I'm going to line this up either using this line or I'm lining it up at the top. And I'm going to go down to the line that I cut already. So I don't have to worry about where I'm stopping here. I'm going to use this whole big line that I can see over here. So we're just going to cut and go down until we stop on our line. Then we're going to turn one more time. Now I like to use the flat straight edge, not my decorative edge. So now I'm going to turn it over so that I get my flat at the top. And I'm going to line this up at 1 inch because I want this to be a 1 inch border. So we're changing it. The short sides are at 1 inch. The long side was at a 1/2 inch. But again, now I've already got my cut. So I'm going to go to the top and I'm lining it up now, my white line on my holder to this cut line. And I just have to cut down. And I do think this was a little bit better and easier than having to go around the whole thing and then put them both back in and cut them in half. So that makes my heart happy. And I get a little stingy with the corners because I don't like them going over. So if I do that, I just need my little micro tip scissors. And and it also could be that it was 2 pieces and I didn't push hard enough. I'm gonna be careful with it and cut it. So I'm just using these because I can go right in with this nice little tip and cut those with that scissors. And I love that. When you're picking your paper, I forgot to mention that you want to pick a piece that you like the front and the back. I think this is also a great border for these busy prints. This is really busy to put on a page for me. And so I like to use them in smaller ways. So I'm going to put this on craft. So I already have my craft paper ready. And this is the Hit the Road collection. So here I loved all these license plates. And then now it doesn't matter if this is right side up or not. So I can just flip that over and put it right in my frame. How about that? Isn't that beautiful? And so then again on this side, I'm going to put my frame in. And then I'm going to flip this over It's already flipped over. And I'm gonna put that down just like that. And just like in the other, Hit the Road has a beautiful border punch. I could use a border sticker. And I'm gonna go across here. So if something happens, because I had some people, I think it may not happen as bad this way, because these look like they're somehow more perfect than you would think. But whatever you're picking to go across here, like what I did with the sunglasses, it's going to cover up if there's any kind of hole or it doesn't line up. So I would make sure that this lines up great. If you feel like something doesn't work, you can always tuck it under to get it lined up. And then you can cut your mats and finish your page. So I hope that helps you get your page done and understand how to cut that frame. And everybody that sees this from the class last night is going to be really mad that I made that a whole lot easier. So thank you so much for watching. And as always, I am always looking for people to join my team. So if you watch this and you think, wow, I could do that, or I would really love doing that, or I already have a group of friends that I scrapbook with, that we could have, it would be great for me to be an advisor and be able to get the products for them. So let me know, because I would love to talk to you more about that. Maybe you just want a discount for yourself, whatever it may be. Let me know and I would be glad to help you out and have you join my team. So thanks again for watching and have a great day. Bye.